Hi everyone, welcome to Le Gourmet TV. Today we're going to make a sweet tart dough, and this is great for flans and lemon tarts, things of that nature where you want not quite a pie crust, but you want something a little bit sweeter and a little bit crisper. Dead easy, done in the food processor. First we've got some unsalted butter, and this is at room temperature, which is a shift from what you would normally do with pie dough, which you would want very cold. And into this is some sugar. Lid on, and you just want to whiz this together until the sugar and butter are mixed. Good. Next, 1 egg, and in that goes. And the same thing, you just want to whiz this together for about 30 seconds now. And it helps to have a spatula just to make sure that you get all of the ingredients incorporated correctly. You don't want them sort of hanging out at the edge. In goes your flour. And at this point you don't want to work it too much. You just want to bring it together into a dough ball. There, it's just started to come together in a clump. So, put a little bit of flour down on your work surface. That's probably too much. And just turn it out onto the floured surface. And you just want to kind of work it together into a ball. A little bit of kneading, but not too much. You don't want to overwork it. So I'm going to wrap this in plastic wrap and put it in the fridge for at least 2 hours before I roll it out. And then I think I'm going to make a lemon tart. So take a look for that recipe elsewhere on the website. Thanks for stopping by. Hope to see you again soon.